Hello, welcome to today's training on the three-part system for harder working content. I just wanted to take a moment here before I start sharing my slides so that you see who's talking to you, and also to make sure to remind you that you will want something to write with and something to write on, whether you're a digital note taker or a pen and paper kind of person like myself. I will get right to the slides so that we can get to the juicy stuff that you're here for. And there. And let's try and minimize myself so I don't block your view of the slides here. And here is the three-step system for harder working content. If we haven't met before, I'm your host, Stephanie Gary, the creator of Content Planning Day and a blog writer for women coaches growing their business by combining ghostwriting, SEO, and content marketing strategies. Chances are you identify as an expert, a thought leader, or an influencer. You likely have a service or a course that you offer, but you definitely have a message that you want to share. In case you're lost in a rabbit hole of information right now, you came today to this video to learn about my three-part system for blog post planning to get you that harder working content without the content churning. I promise to you that this training is not filled with fluff or theories. You'll have actionable stuff to walk away with today to gain shifts in your business marketing. So I want to thank you for being here with me today. The time you commit to watching this training is an investment in your business. Time is the only non-renewable resource that we all have, and I want you to know I appreciate you for being here with me. What you will learn today will have a positive impact on your business for years to come. You'll learn some small tweaks you can do today, and you'll learn new ways of thinking about old problems, and you'll learn how to move forward. But this return on your investment of your time is only if you stick around to the end. So I want to say thank you for staying with me through the end of today's training. And I want to reward those who stick around with me too. So as a thank you for staying with me until the end, I have something special for you. Now, let's make sure you're in the right place. I respect and value your time too much to play games here. So if you're struggling with bringing in ideal clients to your website, from your posts or your traffic that you have doesn't stay long or even return, and I have some delicious nuggets for you today. Or perhaps you want a better way to showcase your expertise with lasting effects for years down the road. You want to take back control over your schedule to be more intentional with your time. And perhaps most importantly, you believe in your story. You know your message is worth sharing with the world, and I have just what you want. Perhaps more specifically, you're overwhelmed with a bunch of content ideas and want a strategic plan to vet the best ideas. Of course, if you're straight up out of ideas for what to create next, I'll have help for you too. If you want Google, or any search engine for that matter, to refer clients to you, to be known as the go-to expert in your industry, then this is the right place for you. And if you want to capture more leads from your existing content, then we're good to continue together. However, I did say I respect and value your time too much to play games with you, so I invite you to leave if what I say next feels a little closer to representing you. You're not in the right place if you're looking for a magical solution. What I'm about to share does take time and work to set it up before you can pass go and collect that money. This isn't the place for you if you want someone else to do the work. Frankly, I'd love to do the work for you, but this is not the place to get that service. You're not in the right place if you're done learning. You know what you don't know and you're totally fine with that. That's cool. I'm dropping some knowledge bombs today, so if this is you, I don't think you'll enjoy this training very much. Then, if you prefer to bang your head against the keyboard rather than get real actionable strategy from experts, then you're not in the right place either. Finally, if you're not interested in growing and scaling your business, and I've not known anyone who falls in this category, but I do know that some of you are out there, then this probably is not the place for you. If any of this describes you, I invite you to go ahead and leave right now. This training isn't for you, and I don't want to waste your time. You won't find value in what I have today. So goodbye, my dears. Oh, you're also not in the right place if you can't appreciate some carefully selected gifts. Okay, everyone here ready to learn? I have a few promises to make you. I was raised to only make promises if I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I could keep it. There was nothing more important than a promise. What good was my promise if I couldn't be trusted to keep it? So here are my promises to you. I cross my heart, and not the next line, to teach you proven strategies based on real life experiences. I will tell you what you need to hear and not just what you want to hear today. And I promise to deliver as much value as possible in this free 60-minute training. One final housekeeping bit to cover before we move into the training itself. So close. Close your extra tabs to increase your internet bandwidth. It makes watching this training much more smooth. Turn off any notifications and leave your phone out of reach, out of sight, or at least flipped over so the lights don't distract you. And finally, be sure to take good notes so you can hit the ground running at the end of this training. Yes, you'll have enough insight to take action at the end of this session today. Finally, we start the good stuff. Today, you'll learn about the 4 mistakes that keep your content from showing up in search results. My exact 3-part content planning system I use to create authority building content, how to get your content to show up in search results in under 3 months, and how content planning day works. Remember, I said I reward those who stick around. I really like it, and I think you will too. So, imagine if your content works harder for you to bring quality traffic to your website. What would that look like for you? Would you create less content? Would you have more traffic? Would you take a break? Would you switch content formats? What would quality traffic on your website mean to you? Imagine if your content works harder for you to keep that quality traffic on your website. What would that mean for your business? Do strangers start trusting you quicker? Do you gain prestige and authority as the expert that you are? Imagine if your marketing strategy didn't need new content every day. What would that mean for your schedule? Are you more focused? Does it feel like a burden is lifted off your shoulders? Imagine if your marketing strategy worked for you while you did other things. What would that mean for your lifestyle? Do you spend it on other money generating activities? Do you spend it with your family at the beach? Or perhaps you're more of a slopes or at the lake? Imagine if your content reached ideal clients all over the world. What would that mean for your business to be global? How many lives do you impact? How much change do you bring to this world? Imagine if you knew exactly what your ideal clients need first and next. What would this mean in your marketing? Do your clients feel cared for, understood, inspired to take action? Imagine if Google referred your next client to you. What would that mean for your business? Do you spend less time marketing and more time closing sales? Do you stress less about finding the next client? Imagine if you are the expert everyone wants to know and work with. What would that mean for your visibility? Would you hear from your audience how you seem like you're everywhere they turn? Imagine if your content does the heavy lifting for you to free up your schedule with an optimized post, and the content is searchable for many years. What would it mean to be found and hired over a piece of content that was created years ago? Now, I don't want to give away any spoilers now, but this is all very possible. Those dreamy scenarios you came up with, yeah, those dreams can be your reality. I know it because it used to be me. See, before I used to only be able to imagine these things. My content didn't always work harder for me to bring in quality traffic into or to stay on my website. My marketing needed my attention 7 days a week, and I could only still reach so many people. I didn't know what content my potential clients needed to lead them down an intentional journey to set them up for buying my offer. I couldn't get Google nor Pinterest to send traffic my way. I was a nobody and spent so many hours every day in content creation mode until I burned out. Then, with SEO added to my content marketing strategy, all these dreamy scenarios became possible. But let's get started from the beginning. In 2012, I gave birth to my first daughter. She was great, but I felt off kilter for years. In 2014, when she was 2 years old, I came across a Pinterest image that talked about postpartum PTSD from birth trauma. I never heard of it before, so I checked it out. That blog post changed my life. I went from confused to mindlessly moving through the motions of life, seeing my problems for the first time. I finally had a name for what was happening to me. And I love that blog author for sharing her story because I may have never known I had postpartum PTSD. She was a big proponent of helping working moms find what fit for their family and careers. So with hardly a nudge from her, I started my first hobby blog that year on WordPress.com. It's the one where you don't pay for anything. I didn't know where it would take me. I didn't know if I wanted to pay for a domain name yet. That blog was about finding friendship as an introverted adult. I felt sad sharing those stories, so I decided to pivot into blogging about cosplay. It was so fun, but harder to create the cosplays, take good photos, and write about it. I'd be so over a project before I was halfway through. And so I pivoted again into business in 2016. I widened my net for any online entrepreneur, but then I niched down again into women online service providers. Great, I finally knew what I was talking about and what I wanted to be known for. It only took me 2.5 years. In 2017, I had trouble getting organic traffic to my website, but I had other means of promoting my content on social media and across other platforms. I had a moderate amount of traffic coming through. But no one signed up for my email list. No one booked a call with me. No one wanted what I had to offer. My website was not an asset in my business. So I took to learning more about blog content and copywriting. I took several courses, read several books, listened to several people about the thing that I needed to my writing to make more compelling blog posts. Well, now I had engagement and a few signed up for my email list, but the traffic volume didn't really increase. I still had a lot of work to do somewhere. So then in 2018, I learned content marketing. I can admit that my plan to create content was to answer everyone's questions. Before this, I took Facebook group questions, Reddit forum questions, and the Quora questions to use as my content ideas. And there's a few reasons this is not good, which I'll get into later. For now, just know this is at the point when I switched how I planned out my content in my business. The blog posts I created now had a strategy and a purpose for existing. The traffic I had stayed on my website longer. The audience engaged, stuck around, signed up for my email list, and were booking consultation calls. Again, the traffic volume didn't really increase. I had inconsistent clients and a messaging problem. Oh, and this was the year I finally was in the place with my therapy to start trying for my second child. So frankly, 2019 was a big year. I started out working on my messaging problem. Then I had a maternity leave, which I spent diving into search engine optimization, or SEO. And I love learning, what can I say? It didn't really feel like work while I was on maternity leave. Now, I'll share the details of this later, but once I implemented what I learned here, my traffic grew 10 times in less than 3 months. I have engagement, email signups, consultation calls, and clients. I've had several people tell me they were doing whatever they could to get me on their team, writing for them. That's the power of combining the best of blog content and copywriting skills, content marketing strategy, and SEO to grow your business. I need more time with my family and less stress and anxiety. I needed more consistent leads for time and efforts I already put into my business. I needed more focus in my business and life, intentionally spent where I was at without worries from one bleeding into the other. I needed consistent income with less work, less juggling, less redundancy. I thought improving my content and copywriting would solve all my problems. And it did help my conversion rates, but it wasn't the answer. I thought that understanding content marketing would solve all my problems, or at least the current problem I faced. And it did help retain my audience on my website, but it wasn't the answer. I needed a way to get in front of my ideal clients so I could get consistent leads without adding to my schedule. I had a school-age child growing too fast and a baby on the way. I needed a solution and I needed it in place now. I knew that I could get Google to refer potential clients. I could find the consistent income I needed with the journey I created on my website if I could lead the few people to buy my offer. I could grow my business with more people seeing and buying my offer if I just scaled the traffic, right? It was on the conversion rate math. And I did it. It feels great being on the other side. I know where my business is going in 5 years. I have so much clarity and peace of mind that comes from taking this action. But I've realized that was what my clients were needing from me when we'd first meet. So I had zero traffic, zero leads, and too little time to figure it out. As much as I wanted to hire a coach to tell me what strategies I had to pick from, I didn't have it in my budget to hire a coach. I didn't have the leads to hop on a call to make that sale, to have that initial payment set up. I needed something to work, but with minimal investment until I could scale. From June through September 2019, I was on maternity leave. So while I didn't have any leads or consultation calls nor clients during this third quarter, I did have about 9% of my total website pages ranking on average among the top 25 search results. Some marketing was automated, but it was very limited due to the extended absence I intentionally scheduled for myself. This is when I determined I'd start learning more about SEO specifically. I had plenty of time to focus on myself and I itched to get back to work on something. So I implemented what I learned, and in October through December of 2019, almost 60% of my website pages ranked on average among the top 25 search results. I'd get 5 new leads measured by my email list, but I was not promoting anywhere. I'd have 2 consultation calls and close with both of them. Right at this point, I'm focusing on that, getting my clients back up. Not bad for feeling I started my business over from scratch after the maternity leave. I was still using my website as a test subject before telling my clients what I wanted to try with theirs. So moving along into January through March of 2020, I experimented with a few of my older posts to test my theory. The results were that 1% drop in pages ranking on average of my top 25 search results. I had 9 new leads on my email list. Again, wasn't promoted anywhere. And I had 18 consultation calls with 2 new clients. So Stephanie, how did you do this? I've combined everything I learned from 2014 all the way up to this year, 2020. So that's 6 years of content writing experience, 3 years of copywriting experience, 2 years of content marketing strategy experience, and less than 1 year in SEO experience combined to move the trajectory of my website. By combining writing, marketing, and SEO strategies, I have more leads, clarity, impact, possibilities, and more flexibility. I couldn't help but be thrilled that my experiments paid off. I danced in the living room, and perhaps due to sleep deprivation from my baby, I even ended up injuring myself. I was that excited. I want you to know that you are worthy. You are worthy of success, joy, and ease in your business. You are worthy of control over your schedule. You are worthy of a working strategy that gets you there. But before we can get into the good stuff, that working strategy, we have to stop doing and believing in the wrong things. Are you ready to keep an open mind with me here? I'm about to call you out. These are the 4 mistakes that keep your content from showing up in search results. Oh, and I should mention, don't worry, I made each of these mistakes too. You are in good company if you're making one or all of these mistakes. All right, mistake number 1. You're creating content in response to some external force. So before you shut me down, I want to explain this one a bit more. You and I both know good content ideas come from our communities, our clients, even some of our most random places, like that previously mentioned Facebook, Reddit, or Quora questions. Those are still great places to gather ideas and inspirations, but good content ideas don't make a good content strategy. If you want a strategy, you need to look to yourself. You see, a good content strategy leads your ideal client on a journey to be, do, and have better, whatever the better you help your clients achieve. They can't help but read more of your content. They have follow-up questions you've already answered, or maybe they didn't know what the next step was, but you already guided them on what they needed to know more next. You are the tour guide of your website. Help your audience get what they think they need and what you know they actually need while they're consuming your content. You know the breadcrumbs to lead your potential clients to buy. Create the content that leads them down that journey to be ready and willing to buy your offers. Make them hungry and feed them with the links between each piece of content. I will say it again. Here's your action item. Make them hungry and feed them with the links between each piece of content. All right. Mistake number 2. You're forgetting to add a strong call to action, otherwise seen as the CTA. Hold on, Stephanie. This was about showing up in search results. What does this have to do with that? Well, believe it or not, Google looks at the actions users take on your page. Do they click on any sign up buttons? Do they share it with their friends? Do they go to a different page? These are all signs to Google that your content is valuable to the user and worthy of ranking higher. But your call to action lacks clarity when you don't know your goals. Do you want to grow your email list? Do you want to book more consultation calls? Do you want to sell your digital products? What do you want to achieve in your business? Then align your call to action to match that goal. Because here's the thing, When you're playing small, you're self-sabotaging your website, your business, and yourself from achieving any goal you may have set for yourself. As Napoleon Hill said, if your mind can conceive it, you can achieve it. So tell your readers what to do. They don't want to think too hard about what to do next. Do the thinking for them. Tell them what you want them to do. Otherwise, a confused reader doesn't buy into what you have and they will leave. Some calls to action do need to match the user's intention when they reach your content. And of course, for the most part, you probably know exactly what the best call to action is. You just need to review and add it to every piece of content. Did you catch that? That is your next action item. You need to review and add it to every piece of content. Mistake number 3, you are not researching keywords. And I get it, there's a lot to learn when it comes to keywords. Like, what keyword research tools to use? What does the search volume data mean? What does the search difficulty range mean? How does cost per click factor into your research? What are long tail keywords, broad keywords, similar keywords, related keywords? What about the competitive content? How to pick the keywords to use and what the heck to do with it? Whew. Are you struggling with this? I go through all of these questions pretty quickly, and there's a lot in there. I didn't want to overwhelm you. So basically, you feel SEO is too big, complicated, and scary to tackle. You know keywords are important, but you'll address it when you have the time. See, the funny thing about priorities is that you'll make time, make money, make whatever happen if it's important enough to you. You do have to own it. Is it important enough to you that you rank on Google? Keyword research helps you with finding the right words. And that can be singular or multiple. So with finding the right words to use inside your content. Using those words help you get found in searches. Getting found in searches reliably grows your business. Since you're here, growing your business is a priority for you. Now's your time to learn about keywords. And I have a super simple way to find and use strong keywords in your content using free keyword research tools. In doing keyword research, you'll validate your content ideas. You'll take those ideas and inspirations from external sources and find a way to make it work in your content strategy. See how this is all starting to come together? So mistake number 4 is simply not having Google Search Console installed on your website. I found 2 types of people when I'm working with my clients. There is group A. I haven't heard of Google Search Console before, and you have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Or you might be in group B. You think it's the same as Google Analytics, and you think it's already on your website. So this is simply an awareness issue. I just want you to know right now, both Google Analytics and Google Search Console are crucial for the full health of your website. See, Google Analytics is required for Google Search Console to work. You can have analytics without the Search Console, but you can't have the Search Console without the analytics. All right, what's the difference? Google Analytics tracks the user behavior on your website, what they do, where they go, how long they stay, and more. Google Search Console tracks user behavior before your website. What keywords they searched, where you rank, how many people saw your page but didn't visit your website, and more. So I encourage you, if nothing else from today's training, to go install Google Search Console on your website to use and understand the user behavior. This also allows you to see how well your website and each individual page is performing and where you can improve the content you already have. All right, here's a quick list here. Did you catch it all? The 4 mistakes that keep your content from showing up in search results, again, you're creating content in response to external force, you're missing the call to action, you're not looking up or using keywords, and you don't have Google Search Console installed on your website. Each one is relatively easy to fix. Combined, you'll have success in growing your website traffic from search results. But the thing with tackling everything all at once is it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the small things. So content planning day is what I did to boost my website's visibility. I addressed each area in small ways until my system came together. If you're ready to have your content work harder for you, I've got just the thing for you, Content Planning Day. I created this course for experts and thought leaders who need a content strategy so the content works harder for them. I developed this after 3 years and several $1,000s of investments in courses, coaches, consultants, and books. You can have your content working harder for you to bring quality traffic to your website, control over your schedule, your marketing efforts, and your business growth, reach people anywhere in the world who need what you have to share, and recognition for the expert that you are, getting the prestige you deserve. But how much faster can you get there with a proven system? Content Planning Day is an online course to help experts and thought leaders plan their content in a day to work harder for them. When you join, you get access to the complete content planning system, but there's more. In step 1, you understand the fundamentals of how Google works. You'll learn about user intention, call to actions, topical authority, Google Analytics, and Google Search Console. You'll get just the information you need to see how your individual content fits into the bigger picture of your content marketing strategy. Hint, everything is about the user experience. This is why I promote high quality content over content training any day. In step 2, you'll understand what your audience needs from you. You'll learn about publishing schedules and brainstorming content ideas. This will be the easiest step because, surprise, you already know the answers here. I'll cover these topics because I know you'll have questions about this that I do want to help you out with. And finally, in step 3, you'll validate your content ideas. You'll learn about different keywords, finding and understand the keyword research data, and selecting the best keywords to use in your content. This is a step that helps tie everything together. You want to get in front of the right audience, so you want to use the right keywords. Honestly, if your content marketing strategy can be as simple as you want it. Planning ahead just makes implementation easier. Now, I present to you 2 options. You can take this information and do it yourself, or you can join in on Content Planning Day. I would have tried doing it myself. I did do it myself, so I know this to be true. You can spend years of trial and error figuring it out on your own. You can spend thousands of dollars on all the different education materials needed to get this system yourself. You could even continue what you're doing now. How's that working out for you? Or you can have your content working harder now to bring traffic to your website. You can answer all of your potential clients' questions, keeping them on your website longer, ready to buy into your offer. You could even get your website to grow your client waitlist for you. I worked with Mimi, and this is what she had to say after our session. She said, "Thank you again for a great session today. The world of SEO and keywords has eluded and, quite frankly, intimidated me for a long time. Now I feel like I have some tools I can really wrap my mind around." So I'm not so deep into SEO that I've lost sight of the initial learning curves. I break down the intimidating jargon and help you focus on what matters, the most important aspects from SEO and content marketing. What would this mean for your business? So let's review. My three-part content planning system teaches you what you need to understand how Google works, understand what your audience needs, and validate your content ideas. This is a total value of $1,000. And with Google algorithm changes, SEO is an ongoing, ever-changing topic. So this is a $1,000 upfront value. Never mind the ongoing annual $300 value for those annual updates. But you'll get access to future updates of Content Planning Day. My clients need help with finding and choosing a keyword. And this is the answer to that call. But I have more for you. That's right, there's more. I want you to actually implement what you learn inside Content Planning Day. You'll receive my simplified content calendar template to track your ideas, validation, publication, and the relevancy of each post. In addition, I'll provide you with a short blog post writing guide. This will go into how to use those keywords you've worked to find and select and make the most out of your content. This alone is worth $750. That's a total value of $1,750. And this isn't even what I spent on all of the redundant materials over the last 3 years. You'll have lifetime access to the entire program for as long as this course is active, valued at the $1,750, including the course materials, the workbooks, the bonuses, and priority access to me for my first 10 students via Voxer. You can get started right now for only $249. And if you signed up for Content Planning Day right now, you'll increase your chances of securing your spot for the one-on-one support via Voxer. This is another $600 value added just for taking action right now. To sign up, click on the link to sign up below, fill out your information, and access the course. For content that works harder for you in less than 3 months, Content Planning Day is the whole package. The course, the workbooks, the bonuses that you need to get everything streamlined and moving forward. Now, let's be clear about your options here. If you choose to do it your way, you could continue content creation churning, an overworked packed schedule, floundering and flopping around between piecemeal strategies that don't quite work, and miss the opportunity to make more money with less effort. I did give you a lot of information today to be able to get started, but the whole strategy couldn't be taught in just 1 hour, not with any coherency. But if you choose to join today, you'll get a proven, super simple content planning system to build your authority and prestige, gain insight into what your potential clients need from you, and get your content working harder for your business. Now, I know I wish this course existed 3 years ago. I took the long way to get here. You don't have to struggle with your content planning anymore. You can start immediately and get lifetime access to future updates. Now, I know you may have some questions, and I want to address some of the most frequently asked questions right now. Like, why isn't this a bigger investment? And honestly, it should be. But I want to keep this course accessible for those seriously needing a content marketing strategy that doesn't involve daily work, room for month-long vacations, and supports your ideal lifestyle. What is the refund policy? Well, due to the digital nature of online courses, I do not offer refunds on purchases. But for my first 10 students that sign up, I will have that extra one-on-one support to help make sure that everything works for you. I will go above and beyond to make sure that it makes sense for you. How is this different from practical content strategy and marketing course? So Content Planning Day is a smaller course with only one expert, me, teaching you at a lower price point. practical content strategy and marketing course is targeted to the experts doing the work. Content Planning Day is for the experts who will be outsourcing the work at some point. You don't need to know all of the technical how-to steps. You need to know what you need to know to be able to be the visionary You need to know what you need to know to be the visionary CEO to plan your content strategy. Is this course right for me? Now, if you have a message to share, people to serve, and a platform to use, then yes, this course is for you. Even if you use audio or video formats, Content Planning Day doesn't hinge on the content formats to work. My bonuses do focus on the blog posts, but it is not necessary to still see the value in the program itself. So the next question I get would be, I want to learn about SEO or content marketing or blog writing. Will you cover that? I do touch on each subject, but I do not teach any of these topics in depth. To understand content marketing strategy, you'll need to understand the SEO behind the decisions made. Then the content marketing strategy I specifically teach hinges on you being the expert in your industry. And finally, the strategizing for your business comes into play in the final step of my 3-step system for harder working content. Is content marketing right for your business? Is my strategy right for your business? Content marketing can be used by any business model in any location, time, and strategy. Product sellers, service providers, consultants, coaches, speakers, event organizers, restaurants, dog walkers, and many more could experience growth with content marketing. But not all strategies are equal. My content marketing strategy is all about organic traffic, no paid ads, no social media. And with any strategy comes the planning. Content Planning Day is focused on the strategy outline, planning, and implementing the organic marketing strategy I've taught my clients. How quickly can you expect results? Well, due to the varying nature of artificial intelligence updates, industries, and your expectations, results will vary widely. It could take 1 year to 1 week to see anything like what you're expecting. However, 3 months is pretty standard benchmark across the board to see changes where you might want to adjust your approach. How much time will this course take? Content Planning Day is currently in beta form. Content is dripped out weekly starting on June 22nd. Each lesson is created to be consumed and implemented in less than an hour a week. Once everything is available, should you choose to wait until everything is available, learning and implementation can be completed within 1 day. When you return to this course in the next round of content planning, it'll only take 1 of your CEO days to plan for your business. Do I get updates when the algorithm changes the strategy? The thing about the strategy is that it's focused on providing value first. All updates in Google's search algorithm have been to identify and highlight those highly valuable content. The strategy isn't likely to change anytime soon. However, the other benefit of Content Planning Day is your lifetime access to the course and any future updates made to the content and strategy. Do I have to create more content at the end of this course? No. Even if you have a dozen blog posts, then you'll have content that you could return to for updates and optimization. I'll help you find where you currently rank in search results, how the content is performing, and how to update those older content. Do I really need to plan my content in advance like this? The best plans can make anything possible. The worst plans are no plans at all. Whether you work with a creative flow or scheduled time blocks, a content plan is your custom roadmap to increasing your visibility and authority. Will I help you install Google Analytics or Google Search Console? Yes, I'll help you work through setting up Google Analytics and Google Search Console on your WordPress or Squarespace website. I don't have experience with other platforms at this time and cannot offer support there, but I'd definitely be open to troubleshooting with you. When can you get started? The first lesson drops on June 22nd. Enrollment is open now, so you can secure your seat today at the link below. Voxer support is waiting for those first 10 students to enroll. Now I want to thank you for watching today's training. Content Planning Day and the bonuses are now open for enrollment for up to 20 students or until June 14 at 11:59 p.m. Pacific. I can't wait to work with you, and I'll see you inside the course.